Well, I do have to admit that progress is slower than I thought. I do have an 86-year-old dad who takes a lot of doctor's visits, and it's not like I'm a young chicken myself. So, doctor appointments, this and that. My Operation Santa Claus takes up a lot of time, so it's just been slow. But I did get a little progress going here. As you can see here, I'll show you. I got, the seat out of the mud, out of it's where it's stored, and I do have it over here in the shop. I'll show you here. Well, that's one bad thing about winter around here. So I come over here to get my air hose for the shop, and as you can tell, she's frozen to the ground. Yeah, might be a couple weeks before that comes out. And I went to come over here to get the seat for the passenger side, and the tarp is frozen to the ground, as you can see here. And I don't know if I'm going to get it through there, but I'll give it one heck of a try. I think I can probably squeeze it through there. So we'll get that squeezed through. I'm sure I can. We'll see. Well, here's another setback. The seat is frozen to the ground. Yeah. So yeah, I'm not too sure what I'm gonna do about that. Yeah, wintertime. Lovely. Very lovely. Well, anyway, maybe I can get a few tools out of here and over to the shop anyway, so it won't be a completely wasted day. The dilemmas. Okay, so even though I didn't get the Firebird seat out or the air hose, I did drag all this stuff out. So got me a paint gun here, some zip ties, spark plugs, my goggles. Looks like some shear pins. Yep, some shear pins there. We got some brake fluid, some filters, whatever stuff. We got lots of electrical fittings, some clamps for exhaust. So a little bit of everything. So it wasn't a complete waste of digging through the shed out there anyway. So get this stuff over to the shop, get it put away, and we'll try for that seat again another day. So on to plan B. I think I'll take some of this stovepipe, another fringe benefit of being a hoarder. Take a bunch of this stovepipe down there, put it all together. I have a weed burner, propane weed burner / torch. So I'll stick it on the end. I'll put some of this pipe around the back of the Jeep, under the seat, far enough away where the weed burner will blow some hot air under there, yet not burn my seat up, in theory. So I guess I'll do that, and I'll get back to you when I get it set up. Well, let's see if this redneckery thing works. So I got the brush burner inside the pipe, running around over to the seat, and we'll see if it'll thaw it out without melting my seat. Yeah. Hope it works. I guess we'll find out. Alright, well, the only smart thing that seems to do while doing this is just, walk away so you don't see the havoc until it's already too late. But Anyway, I thought I'd show you. Winter here is still hanging on. So it's going to take a while for that to thaw out that seed, I imagine, if it don't just burn it up. So let's go take a look at some projects. We've got this 86 Ford. I'm pretty sure it's jump timing. We'll get to that this summer. We've got a first start on the 49 International to do still, about halfway done with that, and then you know, walked away. Procrastination's not your friend. I got this whatever 5-window Chevy pickup thing that I'm gonna pawn off on somebody else. What my wife's familiar, and so here's the 67 Rebel. It's gonna go in the shop next as soon as I can get the Firebird out and this in. 67 4-door AMC Rebel, 6-cylinder automatic. Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can't make it into a daily driver this summer. There's Herb's Dodge truck still sitting here. We got the Ford 81 Ford F350 airplane tug, or whatever you want to call it. Got the 55 First Series, the old work truck that running on about 6 cylinders on a 351 Windsor. And underneath this snow pile here is a 76 Chevy Vega, which I'm probably going to pawn that off on somebody else and it can be their project. Well, let's get back to the Firebird seat and see if it's melted yet. Alright, day 2 on the seat removal from the ice for the Firebird. So I let the propane run, I don't know, 2.5 hours yesterday. I got it going again today, but makes for very poor air quality in here. And there was about 4 gallons of propane in that bottle. I figure once that's gone, I'm going to switch over to the generator, a couple hair dryers. Yeah, I know it seems kind of ridiculous to do all this to get the seed out, but it all depends on how bad you want something. And I want that seat. And if I'd have been smart, I would have put it on a pallet in here. You know, because it's not my first rodeo on things getting froze to the mud. So anyway, let's let her keep steaming, and when I run out of propane, I'll switch over to the generator, a couple hair dryers, and eventually I will win and I will get my seat out, and that's all that counts. Okay, so on day 2 of removing the seat from the ice and mud with my redneck brush burner stovepipe contraption, I think we got it. So let's see. There we go. She's loose. And I have won the battle. Alright, where there's a will, there's a way, right? And there she is, loaded up, ready to go to the shop. And as you can tell, winter is just not backing off this year. I guess it's only the beginning of March, so no biggie, but still, you know, I'm done. I'm tired of winter. Alright, so as you can tell, got the seat all dried up. Sitting next to the wood stove, dried it out pretty good. So I got it mounted in the car. Got a seat cover on it that the owners of the shop that I rent had, and so they gave that to me to put on the passenger seat. So now both seats got seat covers. They're not matching, but you know, There's a bunch of this stuff on this car. I'm not too picky. So it looks a lot better sitting in the car than it did sitting over there in the shed. So I'm a happy camper, and I'll take that as a win. Alright, so I did a little JB weld patch on the air cleaner here. Or maybe sand it down, maybe not, who knows. On the side there was a couple of holes. So I've rolled the dice, put a couple of screws in there, put some clear silicone adhesive on them. So if they do vibrate off of there, they won't get sucked down the carburetor. And, you know, guy only hopes anyway. Put some on the adhesive on the back, tighten them down as hard as I can get them. So I'll probably hit it with a grinder and knock those down so they don't interfere with anything on the carburetor. And come. So as you can see, this thing's pretty rough, pretty rusted out. Probably some mice that were in there making a nest. These things are $159 out of Classic Industries. I can't find anything any cheaper anywhere else used. Yeah, the prices are just ridiculous. Roll the dice nut bolts there. So anyway, I'm gonna hit this with a little of this Rust Reform or Rust-Oleum, just to see if I can't, you know, stop the rust. I doubt if I paint it. The last thing I want is paint flakes. Eventually it'll flake off of there and go down the carburetor, so I'll just bypass that and use some of that, see if I can't slow down the rust a little bit. Alright, get it on the car and I'll bring it back and show you what it looks like on the car. Alright, so it's painted up with that rust reformer. Not to toot my own horn, but I think it looks pretty good. It's definitely as good as it's going to get anyway. So, yeah. There's one more part done, getting closer, that much closer to getting the hood on. All right. Alrighty. The lid to the air cleaner through what is it, Industries or whatever. $50 for a 17-inch air cleaner lid. $50. Should have came signed by somebody famous for $50 plus $17 shipping. Yeah, nothing's cheap. Nothing in this hobby's cheap. Next time maybe I'll have the scoop painted, the hood painted, you know. But here's the shaker. This is the color red I'm going to use. It's a satin. Let's see, come over here and it's a Rust-Oleum satin color, apple red. So anyway, that should break up that flat black on it. It's not like I did any body work really. I just scraped it, make sure anything was going to flake off, sand it. Let's see. I can't really see it, but you can see where, you know, 3 or 4 coats of the other paint. So nothing fancy. It's not going to be a fancy car. I thought I'd clean it up a little bit. So anyway, I think, wait a minute, before I can pull this off, I have to pull the bumper off. So all this tape job was for absolutely no reason anyway on the bumper and everything. So funny me, learn as you go, cost me a lot of time and energy. So I got to pull the bumper before I can get this off, before I can even mount the lock and the letters. So there we go. Half a day wasted, or a few hours wasted anyway, you know. So I started out just wanting to put the lock on the trunk and the lettering, and this is what it's turned out to be. I'm sure I'm not the only one that's ever started a little something I thought was going to be easy, ended up being a major project. But anyway, as you can see, I can get some rust inhibitor in here now and throw a little paint on it, slow down this rust. So there's a positive to everything, right? So yeah, I'm not sure. I guess I'll throw out a video of this before I get to burn the tires off. Still waiting on a set of bald tires. It's amazing how hard it is just to get a set of bald tires mounted up to set and do some Brodies. All right, that's the way it is, right? Okay, so here's one of those things that makes me feel like I don't have to put a disclosure on my videos saying don't do what I do, because it's rather obvious. So before I even painted it, cleaned it up, or painted it, whatever, I threw the lock in. Then, I thought, for some reason, learn as you go type of guy I am, that I had to pull that back cover off to even get the lock in. And then after I got it all tore apart, I realized that that you don't. It bolts from the inside. Anyway, so there you go. Learn as you go type of guy I am. I think that should take care of any disclosure that a lot of these guys have to put in their videos. Obviously, don't do what I do. Otherwise, you'd have cleaned this all up and painted it and everything before you threw the brand new lock in for the trunk. Funny stuff.